Welcome back, everyone. Craig here. A lot of things, I think really good things are going on with the channel right now. Um, I really am excited. So Jonah and I will be, I think in February, maybe it will be our kind of our 1 year anniversary. I don't know how many episodes we'll have at that time. Should be over 200, I would think, by then. Um, so one of the things that I'm struggling with on my end right now is sort of keeping up with not necessarily the editing, but just kind of the behind the scenes stuff that goes into making this podcast. And I'm wondering if there's anyone out there that might be willing to help on a probably on a volunteer basis for now, although I do envision in the near future we'll be able to pay someone. Um, Plans to have a Patreon option, a way for people to help support the channel if they want. Um, but what we really need right now, if possible, is someone that let's say could have it could be as little as a couple hours a week, but let's say maybe 3, 4, 5 hours a week, whatever you can do, um, would be really helpful. And you don't have to have any sort of podcasting experience, editing experience, anything like that. It's really much more just like proofreading and checking. Basically all you need is a computer. Maybe you could use a phone, but ideally just a computer that accesses the internet. Um, and this would be great for a stay-at-home mom or whatever. Could be really done at any time. There's no real time constraints on it, but so this is kind of how our normal week goes. So Joan and I usually get together once a week, usually early morning, one day during the week, and we'll record 2 or 3 episodes. And that is really easy to do. I can set that up. It's all done in Zoom. Zoom prepares the video and audio and a transcript for me. Um, and then what we do the, to really spread the message, especially on the YouTube side of things or other channels, you need to have smaller clips. You can make reels and shorts and things like that. That takes a little bit of time, but it's not very hard to do. And there's basically one of two ways to do it. One, you go through the videos and you just kind of copy and paste almost up to a 1 minute section. You turn it into a short. That's how most people find this channel. It's hard to get new people to sit through a 12 to 20 to 30 more minute episode, but if they can kind of get the zingers and here and there, that's probably how a lot of you found us. And so that part of it takes time. It's not hard. It just takes time that I just don't always have the best of luck making that time. So that is really an important thing that I'd like to see if someone would be willing to help with, because that would help me. I have no problem making the content, setting up the Zoom, all that, but where we could use help with is this. So when Zoom spits out the content, it does an AI generated transcript. It's not perfect. There are spelling mistakes. So one thing that we could use some help with, if someone is able, is to really go through that transcript when it comes out and fix those typos so that the transcript is perfect word for word. That's not as important, but that is kind of something that we would like to have going forward, is to have a perfect word for word transcript of all the things. That makes it easier for for me and Jonah to go through and identify clips. Sometimes maybe we misstate something or we say something we didn't really want on air. We can highlight that and block it out on the YouTube side of things if necessary. So that would be one thing. If someone is, and it's not hard to do, I can show you how to do it. It's just, for a 30-minute episode, I'm guessing, well, you may have 20 to 30 minutes into it, going through it and fixing edits. Then once we have produced that through Zoom, it gets downloaded and saved. I use Dropbox. That again is something that if someone would be, it's not It's not that complicated. It's not rocket science, but it takes time. You got to get it downloaded and saved into, make a folder in Dropbox. We can have a shared folder just to get that stuff in there. And then what I've been doing, instead of like creating the reels myself, is I upload the video to an AI website that then breaks it down into clips. I hope you like it. They're not perfect, but it'll it'll take a 30-minute episode and break it down into, let's say, 10 to 20 clips. But you there again, and it's pretty good, but it's got about 80 to 90% accuracy rate, but sometimes you got to go in and adjust where the clip starts and stops, or mostly just change misspellings and stuff like that, or words that it doesn't quite get right. So that would be a huge help if someone would be willing to do that. You can just access it from a website, and you go in and you can make those edits. And then once those clips are done, what's really nice about the clips is this: those can be automatically sent from the AI website to be scheduled to publish on YouTube or TikTok or one of the other things. The one reason I'm really excited about that is this. So Jonah and I this past week, maybe last week, interviewed a lady. She's not a Catholic, but she's a Christian. She has a channel on basically intimacy and marital type things from a non-Catholic Christian perspective. And we talked for about 2 hours. And that's going to be coming out probably in the next couple of weeks or so. Um, but I uploaded that to the AI website, and I think it generated around 35 clips. Some are not useful, but most of them are, but you got to edit. And so what I was doing, I've just kind of been doing that early in the mornings when I'm drinking my coffee, but it takes time to go in and make sure that they're right. And then I will send those to her. I'll give those to her and she can use it. And I think that's one of the ways that we'll be able to help get potential people on the show to do interviews, because they can do the interview with us. We will promote whoever they are, what they're doing. I always send everyone a complete uncut video and audio files, the transcript, all that. They can use it if they want. But for most of us, this is always most content creators, this is always the bottleneck, is getting it down into short pieces that most people consume new content. So I'm going to provide her with those clips. I'll be using them too, but it would be a huge benefit to the channel to have someone that can do that, especially for guests, and we can send that to them, which I think is going to make it more appealing for people to come on the show, because not only are they getting uh, sort of exposure on our channel to our audience, but they are getting something they can take then and use on their own channel. They got reels and shorts and stuff that they can use, but it does take time. Like I said, I do it usually in the mornings. I have about 30 minutes in the mornings to myself when I'm warming up the house and drinking coffee, and I kind of plug away at it. But it would be helpful to me if someone else might be willing to take that on and improve that a little bit. Um, so that is sort of what the help that I'm looking for. Like I said, I don't think I can necessarily pay anyone now, but if someone out there sort of finds value in what we do and might be willing to help us out for a few months to kind of get the system in place, then maybe then we can transition to someone else. But it would be a huge help to me. This channel isn't something I can just hand over to anyone, just given the sensitivity of the content. So it would be ideal if it was someone that already is comfortable with what we do and believes in what we do and like to make it more available and more accessible to other people that might benefit from it. So if that's something in your heart that you think you might be able to help us with, that kind of behind the scenes, sending emails, scheduling interviews, kind of managing that stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, you're completely behind the scenes, but it would be a huge help to me and Jonah. So I wanted to throw that out there to this audience first to see if there's someone in the audience or family of the audience that might be able to help with that, or maybe a couple people can do it. If we had if we had collectively 4 or 5 hours a week of people to do this, it would really, really help improve the channel, I think, and the reach and the quality. So wanted to throw that out there. If that's something you might be interested in, leave a comment, and or go up to the link tree and send me an email, and maybe in the subject line put position interest or help wanted or something like that, but uh, just let me know if you might be interested. It's not a commitment. It's just I'm just trying to see if there's anyone out there that this might be a good fit for them, because this is not the stuff that I'm good at, but this is probably something that someone else is good at. And so I wanted to um, try the audience first. So if that's something that you might be interested in, get a hold of me. And otherwise, stay tuned. So Jonah and I have some pretty good content coming up. We have that interview. We are building out some more exclusive content. Um, I put out a video on the mastermind. We've got some interest in that. I'd love to have a few more people if possible. That would be. It's just there's no major commitment to this. This is kind of like when you're available, to, basically chime in by email or messaging or something like that, or maybe get on a Zoom with us once in a while. Everything that goes on there will be confidential, from the standpoint of anything anyone says or whatever, or your identities, but it would help Joan and I to have sort of a just kind of a sounding board to discuss some things and to generate some topics and to be able to present topics that we think are important in a way that isn't just Craig and Jonah having to talk about our own personal experiences. So anyway, I hope this finds everyone well. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. And until next time, everyone, have a good one.